In the last session, Wakama Otamu, who liked to be called Tam, showed the party some of the things in his collection and offered to sell them to them at a reduced price. These included an old leather-bound tome, a book with 15 spells in it, some spell scrolls, and some healing potions. Triceria was particularly interested in the leather-bound tome, and he offered it to her if she agreed to do something for him. He explained that the tome was a journal of an unknown wizard who had been exploring the jungle with a guardian as his companion. He told them that the guardian was still in the jungle and showed them the spot on the map where he thought it was. He also said that the guardian was controlled by an amulet. Again, something Triceria found very interesting. But, he told them, the amulet had been lost and there wasn't enough information in the tome to be able to locate it. He offered them the spell book as a reward if they would go and retrieve the guardian and find the amulet for his collection.
Whilst we appreciate this, we've come here for a specific purpose, and this finding this shield guardian doesn't really fit with why I'm here. I don't see there's a value in us doing this, to be honest.
No, me neither.
So Syndra kind of steps forward and she says, you young pups, you're all naive and untested in this world of Chult. I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are quite competent people back in the Forgotten Realms, but here in Chult, you are largely untested and untried. I think that perhaps you should consider doing a few little bits and pieces before you go after the curse, because you might find that the jungle eats you up and spits you out fairly quickly. Take the opportunity to get to know the land as much as possible.
Hysteria kind of backs away from the table and the goblin.
What's the goblin doing?
I believe the goblin has spent too much time in the sun.
Yeah. Yes. And Tam says to you, little goblin says, why are you running around the table with a scroll stuck to your head? Are you a unicorn? What unicorn? There hasn't been a unicorn in these parts for many, many generations. And by the way,
the first rat face in such a long time.
As you run past him, he sniffs and he says, by the way, have you been eating dinosaur poo or something?
No, I just pulled the scroll out my pocket.
What's in your pocket?
Okay, right. So, okay, let me just chalk all that up then. And he writes everything down.
Why do you need this gem? Or what was a gem, right?
Why do we need what, sorry?
The item from the shield guardian. Why do you need it? Why is it so important for us to go there while we're all summoned here for the curse? I mean, I have my own intention to be here, but we were gathered here to battle this curse, this death curse, and now we're going to do something else. I'm sorry,
well,
I'm a bit suspicious of this.
Syndra says to you, and well, you should be a little bit paranoid. However, as I said, Chult is a very big place. I do not know where exactly the curse is emanating from within the land of Chult. You are welcome to go heading off into the jungle with absolutely no idea where to go, what direction to go in, or what even it is that you are looking for. If you would like to do that, go ahead. I will be of no more help to you, nor will my friend Tam here.
And now, Rogar's gonna stare her down, seeing what her intentions are, because he doesn't trust anything.
Okay. You can roll an insight check. Okay, you're just basically giving her a Paddington stare. And
Siri was in the corner, and she looked to be having this rather intense argument with an amulet in an odd language until she just kind of glances sidelong towards Rogar. Half-breed, do you not understand a test when it is thrown in front of you?
I think.
That is what this is. A test of your abilities.
Well, I'm pretty positive about my abilities, but I don't see the use of just going somewhere else and then.
It sounds like you're afraid of failing.
No, I just don't think it's necessary to go there. I mean, I'm fully agreeing with Renwin. I don't understand why we need to go there. That's just. It's a waste of time, I think.
Sounds like fear.
I would be inclined to agree with you, young lady. It's Tam says. Okay, so while this is going on, you see or you hear footsteps from outside of the room, and you hear somebody say, "Where is the master? Where is Master Tam? Where is Sindra?" And it's kind of like muffled conversation, and then somebody comes and sort of knocks on the door and quickly comes through the door, and you see a human being dressed as a messenger, and he says, Master Tam, excellent. Oh, Lady Sindra, I need to speak to you for a moment in private, please. So he kind of takes the old lady away, and he's off, and so you hear them kind of whispering, and you see the old lady. She goes very serious for a moment, and it's like her shoulders fall, and she's like, "Oh, right, okay." And she beckons to Sam, and she says, "Sam, come aside for a moment, Sam."
So Sam goes over there.
Yeah, and she whispers.
Syria will try to listen in if possible.
Roll perception.
Elmer will also try to listen.
Oh. Yeah, right. Okay.
My ears.
Okay.
Hey, I roll a natural something.
Syndra's voice is very quiet as it is. The only word that you hear is the word death. And then she kind of she puts her hands on your shoulders, Sam, and she says, "Yes, I'm sorry."
Not Scott.
Yes, Scott.
Scott. When?
Imminently, my dear. In the next couple of hours, at least.
We have to go. And then Sam turns towards everybody with kind of a just blank expression. Maybe like he's speechless. He's been quiet the whole time. And when you look at him, he's just seems to be, your typical human. Maybe a little bit been in the sun a little bit too long, having lived in Chult here for his entire life. He's not in the best of health or nutrition, perhaps. He's got like patches of hair missing from his scalp. His teeth aren't very straight or hygienic.
Disease.
He's living his life.
And he's just dressed in quite simple clothes for the region, but he starts looking at you and say, "We have to help. They will kill Scott."
These people who are trying to entice us to go will kill Scott.
And Scott is...
No. Who? And Sam turns to Syndra. Who? Who will kill Scott?
The sheriffs. Unfortunately, you know what happens. Somebody gets accused of something, and the sheriffs swoop in, and there is no trial, so to speak. You know what it's like in this town. They will be putting him to death imminently, I fear.
So the same persons y'all were going to tell on us to, you want us to go now start a fight with.
So it's to steer clear of the sheriffs, but also engage them because they're gonna kill... Is this a brother of yours?
We need a bard so I can start singing "I Shot the Sheriff."
No, I have to talk to Scott. Please come help me.
Yeah, sure, but what is Scott of you? Is it your brother or your friend or your father?
No. I only know of him. I have never met him.
And he's important to you.
He has information.
Okay.
He's being put to death. He's done something to deserve it.
But what he knows will also die.
I think.
As long as you only want to talk and not fight.
I have enough of all of you. And I push my trident down. I will help. I'm the guardian of the sea. And I will help no matter what. I will protect.
Thank you.
This...
I knew we were going to die. I didn't realize it'd be this quickly.
Why is he put on trial? I mean, or has a death sentence? Why? What has he done? I mean, if this is pure case of injustice, sign me up. This sounds very fishy. I mean, you're almost crying here, and that means that he's dear to you, and it sounds like there's injustice here, and I can't stand that.
No, he knows important information. We must save him. We must save him.
Syndra perks up there. He says, Scott is also one of my contacts. I haven't been able to get much information out of him because he has been imprisoned for... It's really silly. I'm sure he'll tell you when you meet him. It's maybe not my tale to tell. However, it would certainly help me, and I can see that it would certainly help Sam to go and save him. He is about to be thrown into Executioner's Run,